Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Okay, so if you've had any doubts that the Hear Us Niantic movement is making any kind of impact, well, this video is going to be really good news, because it looks like Niantic is actually feeling the effects of this movement, and they're making some changes in the game as a result. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alright, let's get right into it. So, the Hear Us Niantic movement started off about a couple of weeks ago, and it was as a result of some remote raid pass changes that a lot of players found to be extremely unfavorable, and it looks like that movement is actually making an impact within Niantic because they're making some moves within Pokemon Go that seems to suggest that they're willing to revert back those changes. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, first and foremost, there is Cleaver Raid Day happening this weekend, and they're setting the daily limit to 10 from 5, so I'm wondering if people are actually going to go out and do all 10 of those remote raids, but we'll just have to wait and see. Remote raids are extremely expensive right now, and it's going to be really cost inefficient for anyone to do just 10 remote raids of Cleavor during that day. But speaking of the prices of remote raid passes, they actually added a couple of bundle boxes related to raids, and one of them does give you 2 remote raid passes for only 300 coins. And they included a star piece as well. So it looks like they are trying to test out cheaper pricing models for remote raid passes, and I do think that is a really good thing. So why is this happening regarding remote raids within Pokemon Go? Well, as it turns out, Niantic saw its lowest monthly revenue last month as a result of the remote raid pass changes that they've seen in 5 years. And I think that is pretty huge, because if there's anything that will drive Niantic to make positive changes, it is going to be their revenue. And yeah, I do think when players speak with their wallets, it does provide a lot of changes, and it does cause Niantic to actually listen to feedback. Of course, this does not take into account the revenue that they probably generated from Pokemon Go Fest tickets, and yeah, I do apologize that a lot of people were really upset that I bought a Go Fest ticket, but I will tell you that the amount of revenue that I'm not providing them anymore as a result of the remote raid pass changes, I think that makes a much bigger impact than just simply buying a $25 ticket. Of course, this is just my own opinion. I know there's a lot of players out there who would have rather had me not spend any money in Pokemon Go, and I totally get that. But I do feel like I need to attend Pokemon Go Fest as for my YouTube channel, so that's kind of my reasoning behind that. But hey, if that makes you really upset, I'm really sorry that I made you feel that way. But regardless of any of that, I do think that because of the remote raid pass changes and Niantic not getting any kind of revenue, I think that is a very positive thing, and we're already seeing some positive changes within Pokemon Go as a result of that. So what does this mean for us as players? Well, I really feel like if you're passionate about the Hear Us Niantic movement and you want to see positive changes to Pokemon Go, then yeah, I do think you need to continue speaking with your wallet. That means not spending any money in the game until Niantic makes those changes that you want. I mean, you could buy some of these bundle boxes that have remote raid passes in order to send a message that, yes, I do want to buy remote raid passes at a cheaper rate. Like, you could send that message by giving them some positive reinforcement by buying these new bundle boxes, but they need to keep going. Like, we can't stop here. Like, they need to make remote raid passes even cheaper to the point where they are basically how they were before these changes, and they also need to increase that daily limit. So whatever we can do to encourage that change, I think we need to keep doing it. And I really think when it comes to the Hear Us Niantic movement, I'm really glad to see that it is actually making some kind of positive impact. We of course have a lot of news outlets that have reported on this movement, and we do have it in the public eye. Like, I've talked to a couple of friends who are not on social media, and even they are aware of the Hear Us Niantic movement, and a lot of them have stopped spending in the game, and these are the Singaporean grandma median players that Niantic loves to cater to. So yeah, right now, Niantic is not in a good place, and I do think it's going to cause them to make more and more positive changes for Pokemon Go, and that is a really good thing to see. I mean, one thing that I want to point out is that Niantic has still not publicly acknowledged the Hear Us Niantic movement themselves, and I really don't think they're going to at this point, because I really feel like when it comes to the Hear Us Niantic movement, they just completely disagree with what players want out of this whole remote raid pass thing. So I really feel like they're just going to double down quietly, which I think is the absolute wrong move, but at least we're starting to see some positive changes within the game itself. But yeah, as long as Niantic is continuing to lose revenue with Pokemon GO, which is their current biggest cash cow, then yeah, I do think at some point they will need to acknowledge the Hear Us Niantic movement. But at this point, I still don't think there has been enough of an impact for them to do that, but it's only going to get worse for them as time goes on. So hopefully they will actually communicate. That's all I'm really asking for, is at least an acknowledgement, but at this point we'll just have to wait and see. The community sentiment has still been really low for the last couple of weeks, and I really feel like if Niantic wants to be seen in a positive light, where all of their announcements are actually taken seriously, then they really need to put their foot forward and at least acknowledge the Hear Us Niantic movement. It's not enough to just simply give us good deals on remote raid passes within the game and increasing the limit temporarily. They really need to come out and at least acknowledge that they've heard us, because that's all we're really asking for at this point. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts regarding everything that's going on with Pokemon GO right now in the comments down below. Are you happy that Niantic is finally starting to take notice of the Hear Us Niantic movement, or do you think there needs to be more work done? Definitely share those thoughts in the comments and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way in Pokemon GO, like with remote raids or the friendship levels, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.